Hey, this is Kim Constable. Welcome to your full body workout. I am here today with the lovely
Paul Allen.
Paul is going to be demoing all the exercises for us today, and we are going to literally work your entire body from top to toe. It's really important during this training program that you keep everything engaged. You have to keep your entire body engaged so that you don't injure yourself. So watch very closely to how we demo the exercises. We're going to do everything for about 10 reps each. Sometimes it's a 30-second hold, but we will give you all the instruction you need all the way through. So for the first exercise, we are going to do a bear crawl. This looks easy, but it really is not. So to start the bear crawl, come down onto your hands and knees. Place your hands directly underneath your shoulders. You want to press very strongly into the hands, plug the shoulders back into the sockets, and then press like crazy. Then you're going to tuck your toes under, keep your knees about hip distance apart. You're going to lift your knees off the floor about an inch. Keep your core tight the entire time, trying to get a nice curve in your back. Then you're going to gently and slowly walk forward, opposite hand and opposite leg for a couple of steps, and then simply reverse. Now, if you want to make this harder for yourself, you're going to go slower and try to lift the hand and the leg at exactly the same time. The faster you go, the easier it is. The slower you go, the harder it is. Thank you, Paul. The very advanced version of this would actually be a static hold where you literally just lift your opposite arms and legs. If you want to try that version for yourself, you do 10 seconds each side. But for today, we are going to do the crawl. Are you ready? Okay, excellent. We're going to go for 20 seconds continuously forward and back. So set your position, bring your knees in underneath your belly button. This is very important. Press into the hands, spread the fingers wide, take an inhale and start. Crawl forward. Remember, the slower you go, the harder it is. Choose your level. You can start slow and then speed up, or you can start faster and then slow down. Make it hard for yourself. You've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Well done, guys. That was difficult. It looks easy, but it really is not. Okay, next exercise we're going to do are pistol squats. Again, pistol squats, deceptively easy looking exercise, but actually extremely difficult. You do have different levels that you can choose in your pistol squat. We're going to demo what they are. If you don't want to do the full pistol squat, you can simply do a very simple squat or a very simple lunge, which Paul will demo for you now. So you can just step back, bring your knee to the earth, step back with the other leg, bring the knee to the earth. You're still going to get a good quad workout with this exercise, but it's not going to require the same balance. Can you turn to the side and show them as well, Paul? So this is the easiest version of the exercise. Simply step back, knee taps to the earth, step back with the other leg, knee taps to the earth. Easiest version. Second version of the pistol squat, you're going to need to have something to hold onto. We have a box here. If you had a table, the back of a sofa, anything at all, you just want to rest your hand very lightly on it. So Paul's going to demo, resting hand very lightly on the box. You are simply going to bring one foot out in front of you, and you're going to bend down, leaning the body forward and come back up. Again, you have to tilt your upper body forward to get your balance before pushing up through the standing leg. You're going to do 10 reps on each leg. The harder version of this exercise would simply be to bring your hands in front of you and to not hold on to anything at all whenever you're doing the exercise. Paul, do you want to try one of them? Paul actually broke his leg a few years ago and has pins in his ankle, so he finds these a little more difficult, but he's game as a badger. So he's going to give it a go. So hands would be anywhere where you find that you can keep the balance. You're simply going to lower down and you're going to come back up. Excellent. You will wobble all over the place, but that's okay. You may have to put your foot down in between reps, but this is going to really work on your core stability and on your legs. So choose your exercise, choose your level for the pistol squat, and let's go. Do you want to place your hand on, Paul? Okay, excellent. So stand on, bring all of your weight into one leg. You're going to place your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Lift the other leg out in front of you. Take an inhale. And then you're going to exhale, lower all the way down and come back up for 1. Lower for 2. Try to get your butt down so that your leg is at a 90-degree angle if you can. For 3, try not to let your knee splay out to the side. for 5. Keep your knee tracked over your toe for 6. Keep your front foot flexed for 7. Nearly there, lean forward for 8. Just 2 more reps, quads are burning for 9. Last time this side for 10. Excellent. If you want, you can turn around to place your other hand on the back of the box or the sofa or whatever it is you're using, or you can just keep the same hand on. Switch legs, other leg out in front, flex the toe and lower for 1. Bring the arm out in front of you for 2. Lean your body forward for balance for 3. I know your quad is burning, but you're there for 4. Keep the knee tracked over the toe for 5. Don't let it spray out to the side for 6. Keep the foot flat on the floor for 7. Keep the body leaning forward for 8. Nearly there, just 2 more reps. Last rep. Excellent, guys. Well done. Those really are a killer for the quads. Okay, straight into the next exercise, which is push-ups. We're using a 3-1 tempo for maximum control. If you want to come down to the mat, Paul. So again, choose your level for push-ups. We'll demo them very quickly. You can either come into a box push-up where you would simply lower to the earth for 3, 2, 1 and push back up, or you can bring your knees further back, lift your feet off the floor, body is in a nice slope position, 3, 2, 1 and push, or you can come into the full press up position, which is, and then lower for 3, 2, 1 and push. Excellent. So choose your level. We're going to do 10 reps of your press up. The most important part is the tempo. It's a 3 lower and a 1 explosive push up. Okay? Choose your level. Excellent. If you're going for the full press up, you want to make sure that you keep your core engaged the whole time. You're looking for this lovely curve in the upper back. Shorten the distance between your lower ribs and your pubic bone to really engage the core, engage the quads, engage the glutes, draw up in the quadricep muscles, everything. Okay, you ready? You're going to go for 10 reps and lower for 3, 2, 1, push. 3, 2, 1, push. 3, 2, 1, push. That's 3 reps again. And push, nearly halfway there. 3, 2, 1, push. If you feel yourself fatiguing and you need to drop your knees down, you totally can. This is a hard exercise. This is your 7th rep. You've got 3 more to do. You can do it. Lower, chest all the way to the earth. Nice. 2 more reps. Nearly there. Keep the tummy tight the whole time. Last one and push. Excellent, guys. Excellent. If you need to take a child's pose, you need to sit back on your heels and rest for a second, you totally can. The next exercise is going to work the core, the front of the legs into the hip flexors. It is a jackknife. Now, there are many different versions of this exercise that you can do. And the easiest version would be, first of all, lie flat back on the ground and put your head on the floor. Now, I want you to feel that lovely tuck of your tailbone here. This is really important. Your back never, ever arches in this exercise. If you feel your back arching, you need to back off and choose an easier version of the exercise. You do not want to wreck your lumbar spine in any of these exercises, which you can do if you allow your back to arch. Keep your tummy tucked, keep your tailbone tucked, keep your navel drawn to your spine. Easiest version of the exercise would be to bring the head and neck and the shoulders off the earth, hands up in front of the knees and keep the knees bent, okay? So you're simply going to come up and then go back down. It's almost like a small crunch, okay? Come up and then back down. This is version 1. Version 2, the legs are going to be slightly straighter, okay? Then the arms are going to be down by the sides. Again, you're going to inhale, then you're going to exhale, come up. Nice, and down. So you're jackknifing from the hips. Again, you're curling the belly up, bringing the chest off the earth. Beautiful. Excellent. Rest for a second, Paul. Last version, the hardest version, is the body stays super straight, okay? This requires a lot of hamstring flexibility and a lot of quad strength and a lot of hip flexor strength. So if you don't have the flexibility or the strength for this, don't attempt it. Do an easier version and you can build up to this, okay? Arms go above the head. Stretch the body long. Do not let the back arch. Keep the navel drawn to the spine the entire time, okay? Like you're doing a handstand lying on the earth. You're going to inhale, then you're going to exhale, come up. Nice. So you're bringing hands and feet towards one another, but they don't necessarily touch. Just one more, Paul, and then rest. Excellent. Okay, we're going to go for 10 reps. So choose your level. Remember, it can be feet on the floor with knees bent to start, and you're simply crunching up, legs slightly straighter for the second version, or the hardest version, which Paul just demoed. Whole body is straight, arms are over the head. Choose your level, and you can drop back during the exercise if you need to. We're going to go for 10 reps. Are you ready, Paul? Okay, choose your position and get ready. We're going to go for rep 1. Keep the tummy tight the entire time. Lower with control. Keep the quadriceps turned on. This is working deeply into the hip flexors, deeply into the belly, and deeply into the quads. You've got 4, 3, nearly there, 2, last one. Excellent, guys, and rest. Stretch it out. Really good. Fantastic. Next, we're going to go for some table bicep curls. Now, there's different ways that you can do this exercise. The one that we're going to demo today uses a broom handle resting in between 2 objects. Now, if at home you have a sofa or 2 sofas or 2 couches, you can turn them back to back and place a broom handle or a mop handle or anything that is sturdy enough to hold your weight in between the 2 sofas, or you can use the backs of 2 chairs, or you could use 2 boxes like we are going to use today. So, to start this exercise, you want to either turn your couches, move this back a bit, close to one another, or get your 2 tables, get your 2 chairs, or 2 tables would work as well. And then you're simply going to balance a sturdy broom handle in the middle of them. Now you want to make sure, obviously, that this is sturdy enough to hold your weight. Then you're going to curl your hands under so that your fingers come up and around the bar, which is going to work into your biceps. So you don't want an overhand grip, you want an underhand grip. Now, to make this exercise easier, you can keep your knees bent so that you are pulling your body weight up with knees bent. So lean right back and then simply pull your chin up to the bar. The more your knees are bent, the easier this exercise is going to be. You want to lower to full stretch and then get a full bicep squeeze at the top. Excellent. That is number 1. Now, if that is really super difficult, you can't even walk your feet back further. Just find your level of what works for you. And if you want to go a little bit harder, the straighter your body is, the harder this is going to be. So you would hang straight, full extension, then full squeeze. So you're almost coming up from a decliner, from an inverted position. So remember, the further your feet are out and the straighter your body, the more difficult this exercise is going to be. You totally can start at a more advanced version, and then if you start to fatigue halfway through, you feel your form starting to go, you can move back to obviously a less advanced version. Excellent. Okay. So choose your level. Either feet are nice tucked in close to the body with knees bent, or if you're going into a super planche position like Paul, this is going to be extremely difficult. We're going to go for 10 reps. So you ready? Take an inhale, pull all the way up, exhale. Nice. Control the breathing. You're going to full extension and full squeeze, guys. Full extension at the bottom, full squeeze at the top. This is an excellent bicep workout. You're halfway there. You've got another 5 reps to go. You can bring your feet in if you get tired. You've got 3 reps to go, nearly there. Full extension, full squeeze. Just 1 more rep. Excellent, and relax. Nice, guys. I hope you feel how hard those are. People always think the body weight stuff is actually easy until they try to do a bicep curl like Paul has just done. And then they realize just how incredibly difficult it actually is. Okay, next exercise is going to be skull crushers. Now, anyone can do a skull crusher at home without any apparatus whatsoever. All you need is simply a bench or a table in your kitchen. So we're going to pretend that this is the edge of your kitchen counter, and that is where you're going to perform your skull crushers. Skull crushers work into the triceps on the back of the arms. They would normally be done with a bar overhead, bringing it back, but we're going to perform them using only your kitchen table or your kitchen shelf. Now, again, you can make this exercise easier or harder depending on where you place your body. So to begin the exercise, you're going to come forward. You okay? Do you need a wee break first? Are you good? Okay, so you're going to place your hands flat onto the kitchen counter, about shoulder distance apart. The further in you bring your feet, the easier this exercise is going to be. Your back is nice and straight, your tummy is always tucked, so your navel is always drawn towards your spine to protect the lower back. Then you're going to take an inhale, then you're going to exhale, bend your elbows and bring your head towards the shelf, keeping your elbows close to your body. The further in you keep your feet towards your body or towards the shelf, the easier this is going to be. Do not let your elbows splay out to the side. That is a common mistake that people make. Show them the elbows splaying, Paul, and what we don't want them to do, we do not want this to happen, okay? Your elbows do not splay out to the side. Your elbows stay rotated under, so you're rotating the biceps forward, keeping the elbows under and keeping the elbows close to the body the entire time. If you do want to make it slightly more difficult, you walk your feet slightly further back. You may find on the way in, it's extremely easy, and then you go to push out and you're like, oh, hello, hello triceps. Excellent. So the further back you place your feet, the harder this exercise is going to be. Paul's biceps, I'm sure, are shaking now. Lucky this is a tricep exercise and he's very strong. Okay, so we're going to go for 10 reps of skull crushers. So choose wherever you are going to perform them. Place your hands nice and flat with your palms just slightly hanging off the shelf. Spread your fingers wide as always for stability. And then I'm going to hold on to this box just because we're not actually at a kitchen shelf. Paul's bringing his feet quite far back. I'm going to lower for 1. Nice. Keep the elbows nice and close to the body. Keep the navel pulled towards the spine. Keep the tummy tight the entire time. That's 3. You can keep your heels lifted off the floor if you want. That's 4. Nice. These are hard, guys. For 5. Halfway there. For 6. Excellent work. For 7. Starting to fatigue. That's good. For 8. Nearly there. For 9. Last rep. For 10. Excellent, Paul. Really well done. Really well done. Now, Paul is obviously performing the more advanced exercise in each of these movements. You can, of course, perform the less one, but we want to show you what you're aiming towards as you progress through the program. Okay, next we're going to do dish holds. Dish holds are fantastic for working the entire front of the body. Really good core exercise. You use your core for everything you do in life. It's so important for stability. You want to keep your core and your center really, really strong, but you're just going to move through life with so much more grace and ease. Okay, going to move this slightly out of the way. Paul's going to come down and do the dish hold. Again, a really deceptively easy looking exercise, which actually is not easy at all. We are going to hold this exercise. I need to get my timer. We're going to hold this one for 30 seconds, which seems like a short amount of time, but which is actually not a short amount of time. Okay, Paul's just taking a little breather in between. You can too. Excellent. Okay, for the dish hold, we have different levels that you can perform. Of course, the easiest one in any ab exercise is always with your knees slightly bent, okay? So the first and the easiest one would be place your feet flat on the floor and then lift them up with your knees bent so your knees are in a slightly, in a 90-degree angle. Hands lift off the floor, head and neck lift off the floor, but don't crunch your neck in. Bring your chin into your chest, Paul. You don't want to be crunching into the back of your neck, okay? You've got this lovely long line. This is number 1, and relax. Excellent. Okay, slightly harder version would be, again, legs slightly longer. You're beginning to find a recurring theme here, aren't you? So again, you would roll your shoulders back and then curl in, sucking your navel towards your spine. Lift your head and neck off the floor. Lift your feet off the floor. You're simply holding. All of the effort is here in the core. You're squeezing everything, squeezing the front of the thighs, squeezing the whole body to hold this and then relax. Excellent. Now you really might feel this in the front of the thighs and in the hip flexors. That's good because a lot of people are very, very weak here in the hip flexors. So not only does it work the core, it works this whole section of the body. Okay. The hardest version of the exercise would simply be arms above the head, head and neck lift off the earth, shoulders lift slightly off the earth, feet lift slightly off the earth. The whole front of the body is static and pulled in and nice and tight like a dish. So it's almost like you're shaped like a dinner dish, okay? A dinner dish with a nice curve in the end, and you're going to hold that for 30 seconds. Are you ready? Choose your level. You can go for the more advanced version to start, and then you can bend the knees slightly and bring them in if you find yourself fatiguing halfway through. But do make sure you challenge yourself. Okay, you ready, Paul? Choose your level. We're going to go for 30 seconds. Paul's going to go for the advanced version. 3, 2, 1, start. Okay. Make sure whenever version you have chosen of this exercise that you have your stomach tight the entire time. If you feel your back start to flare off the mat, I need you to bend your knees and bring them in like Paul is doing and bring your hands forward. This is going to take all of the strain off your lower back. You are 18 seconds gone. Keep breathing. Do not hold your breath. Do not crunch your neck forward. Keep a lovely elongated line in the back of the spine. You have 3, 2, 1, and stop. Well done, guys. Excellent. We just have one more exercise in this round and then you're finished this round and you only have another 2 more times to go. I hope that you're realizing by now that bodyweight exercises are extremely challenging. and strength building all at the same time. Okay, so the last exercise that we're going to do is a plank hold. Now we're going to do an advanced plank hold. However, I recognize that not everybody is ready for an advanced plank hold, so we are going to give you some different options. So the first plank would be knees on the earth, okay? So the most important thing whenever you are getting into an advanced plank, and the reason why this is an advanced plank is because in a regular plank you would have your elbows on the earth, okay? So this actually takes a lot of the weight off the arms and the shoulders. But in this one we want to really work the shoulders. So we want to make sure that your hands are about shoulder distance apart, okay? First of all, what I like to do is I want to make sure that your shoulders are plugged back into the sockets, okay? So you're plugging your shoulders into the sockets and then push strongly through your hands to get that nice curve in the upper back. Do that again, Paul. Do you see how Paul is dipping now? This is what I don't want you to do. I want you to push strongly to get that lovely curve across the upper back. Spread your fingers nice and wide, and with that lovely curve, pull the navel towards the spine. Keep the knees on the earth, keep the entire body strong, and you're simply going to hold that, squeezing your core, squeezing your obliques, squeezing your shoulders the entire time. You want to rotate your biceps forward and squeeze your arms together. That's going to hold the whole upper body, broaden the scapula, and keep the chest nice and broad as well. A slightly harder version again would be knees further back, so the body is in more of a straight line. Again, you do not want to sink. Paul showed them the sink. I do not want to see any of this, okay? This is not a plank hold. You want to pull everything back and up. Nice. Turn the biceps forward. Squeeze the arms together. Broaden the scapula. Hold here. Draw the navel towards the spine. That's your second hold. Now, the last plank hold is the full plank. We're going to hold for 30 seconds here. This is very challenging, and it really does burn out into the shoulders and really does use the core as well. Now, here's what we don't want, Paul. Show them what we don't want. We do not drop your bum right down, like is in your cobra position, head up. We do not want this, guys, okay? This is not a plank. If I see any of these on social media, I'm going to ban you. No, I'm only joking, I'm not. This is not a plank hold, okay? Paul, show them what a plank hold actually looks like. Again, hands are shoulder distance apart. Rotate your biceps forward. You want to pull into the upper back, broaden through the scapula, keep your belly tight the entire time. Up on the toes, Paul likes to keep his heels together. That is perfectly fine, or heels can be apart. Nice. You want to make sure that your quads are pressing back into the hamstrings, that you're curling under, shortening the distance between your lower ribs and your pubic bone to keep that entire core straight. It's actually going to make your plank easier, isn't it, Paul? Yeah. It makes it easier. If you flap down into some kind of cobra position, it ain't gonna work. Okay, are you ready? 30 seconds. Let's go. Choose your position. Paul's going for a full plank, and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, look how Paul's plank is not entirely straight. It never should be. If you are aiming for handstand, you're aiming for any kind of strong core work, you want to always aim for this nice boomerang position in your body. So it's almost like your butt is pushing up, your navel is pulling towards your spine, you're broadening across your back, your scapula, your collarbones are widening, you're plugging those arm bones up into the socket. Make sure that those triceps are nice and tight, biceps are turning forward. You've got 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Well done, guys. Well done, Paul. This is the end of your full body workout today. I was going to say I hope you enjoyed it, but I'm sure you probably didn't. But you've got 2 more rounds to go. So make sure that you rest for 2 to 3 minutes between sets so that you do give your cardiovascular system enough time to recover. If you felt that some of the exercises weren't really challenging the first time around, try the harder version the next time and see how you progress over these exercises over the next 4 weeks. I bet you will be surprised at what you can actually do. Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Kim Constable, and I will see you in the next workout.